need it. This wherever you want it.
Okay.
Allison, are you going to manage this? All right.
They may.
Go ahead and put all this stuff away that's not being utilized.
That's not. We'll see how I do.
It's an iPad, so you can take it out or in. Or you want to back it out a little bit more?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's perfect.
I just know what questions to ask. A little better?
Yeah, I guess I kind of panicked.
I guess.
Working, man.
I mean, I don't
I've never
know.
seen
I'm
that
just
low.
afraid.
I've never seen low data mode.
And they're going to be awfully small like that, aren't they?
But it did it on mine.
Ladies and
It
gentlemen,
did
if
it
I
on
could have
Dennis's.
your
It
attention,
did it on mine.
please. If I could,
And turn it
we
on.
honor our colors tonight, presented by
So, hey, don't forget to be sponsors.
four. The field. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the Kentucky High School Athletic Association requires officials to enforce sportsmanship rules. High school athletics emphasizes positive values. Create a sense of teamwork, respect, responsibility, and perspective. Tonight's officials remind you that they expect good behavior and will quickly penalize misconduct. They encourage and appreciate your help. Let this competition reflect mutual respect among. Good luck and let's have a great contest. Also, as a reminder to the fans,
Welcome to Trigg County High School. Here we are. This is Dennis Hodge and Ryan McDaniel, and we are here for, we're about 5 County Rockets taking on the Trigg County Wildcats.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty exciting night. We're very excited for the Rockets. They're coming off of a loss that we feel that they can redeem themselves. A good game between both teams, and we're just ready for it to get started in about under 5 minutes.
I don't know how well you can hear here at home. A lot of times when Crabtree's with us, he's out of town tonight, but when Mike's with us, people will text in and let us know how we sound. So if your phone starts blowing up, Ryan, you got to look at it because they keep us honest back in Crittenden County. So what a beautiful night for football. It's about 72 degrees here, clear skies. Just couldn't ask for a better. You know, one of the big stories coming off for Trigg County, talk about Trigg County first, is the absence of their defensive end, affectionately known as Kenny. He is out tonight with a shoulder injury that he suffered in the Paducah-Tillman game. So that could be a game changer. We heard he might be injured. He's going to be out. You know, he is the leading rusher and also. So as we get ready, we're about 3 minutes and 50 seconds away from football action. I think we're going to be able to get Coach Starnes up here tonight, and he's going to be able to talk a little bit and get some insight, especially when we start talking about line play.
Absolutely.
You know, I know he's really excited. Our Jared Brown is coaching our offensive line, which was one of his protege. Well, all these are his proteges, so I know he's got to be excited. So we're looking forward to having him. The last 14 matchups. Now, Trigg County has dominated this rivalry, but the last 14, it's 7-7, and Crittenden County's got the best of it lately.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think, you know, the Rockets need to come out strong. They need to make a statement. They've got to play fast, and we've got to be able to get points up on the board quick. And I think, you know, if you look at it, they've kind of have been slow, but they turn it on the third and fourth quarter, and they're able to really gain some ground. I think it's that deficit that they get caught up into the first and second quarter that's kind of been hindering them a little bit.
Right, that certainly has played. As last week against Bethlehem, you know, but I was super excited to see us battle back against Bethlehem. We came from a 21 down to actually having a chance to win the game at the end. Bethlehem, but has since, I believe, dropped to 9 this week after a close game at Crittenden. But a fast start would be nice, and we have certainly had over the past 3 years. We've had some fast starts against this Trigg County team. The first Trigg County. 57 reported by Chris Evans. The first year. 7 was the first matchup, and here we are in 2021.
That is a long time. 1957. Yep. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, and that was consolidation, and here we are in 2021 looking at potentially building a new high school and a whole new athletic facility. If you would like to comment on that a little bit.
Yeah, you know, it's definitely, you know, for the last few years, especially, you know, the I believe that the Rocket Stadium was built in 1964 is when they played on that football field. That actually happened to be my dad's junior year. He graduated in 65, so he remembered being a junior and playing on that football field for the first time. So I know it's extremely sentimental, and you know, there's definitely pros and cons, but there's a lot of good opportunities. Being able for the new school and the football field and the track, and along with a new softball field, girls softball.
Yeah, that's one that plays, but being a baseball guy, I see a girls softball field as one of our biggest athletic needs, and that's something, you know, we've got a great, beautiful softball.
Yeah, that you know, is definitely a priority. We know that you know, those girls need a good facility, and that's one of the things that's been driving this as well.
Well, here we are about 30 seconds away from the kickoff. Crittenden County this week, the Class A team, come in. As I look at the ranking here, I'm going through it, but Trigg County, I believe, is ranked number 25 in 3A, and Crittenden County, after their loss, like as I'm fumbling through, I'll get to that in a second, but I believe Crittenden County is somewhere in the top 25 as well. Just before we get
the coverage partners of Whitetail Properties, Mark Williams, agent, Frazier Law Firm, Moments in Time Pictures, Hodges Sports and Apparel, Riley Tool and Machine.
Deep for the Rockets, be number 2.
And we appreciate
Tanner
those
Nesbitt.
guys.
And it
Appreciate
looks
them
like,
greatly.
number 7, Sammy Esposito.
Now, I haven't seen as much of Mark here since his nephew went to Paducah Tillman, not to gig him a little bit on Facebook.
A little bit.
Just
a
little
little
bit.
bit.
But he's still a huge supporter, does the show, has a Jumbotron. He's just a
So,
great
Mark, if you're
community
listening,
he might be in Henry County tonight. Short kickoff there. Crittenden will
Fielded
take
by
over the
number 3,
ball
Tanner
on what
Beverly,
looks to be about the
tackled by
39-yard line. And the ball seems to have found Tanner Beverly. I don't know if they've circled him because he hasn't bobbled any, but he has
Several
received
Wildcats.
several kickoffs this year.
yeah,
Cole
he's
Renfrew.
played a big part of this offense for the Rockets.
Yeah, and Tanner's a guy that play
Back
football.
for the Rockets is
So
Luke
traditional
Crider.
spread with Luke Crider back there. Here we go. And we haven't seen that in a while, Ryan. You know, first play of the ball game,
for the Wildcats.
Luke Crider reads that defensive
It'll be a
end, and
first down for the
that's what
Rockets.
he's reading in this
They'll
as
be
he
on the Wildcat
hands off to
47
Morganson in
yard
front of
line.
him. He's reading that defensive end collapse, and what we have is about a 12-yard gain. Rocket ball.
That's
on-
right. Pick up a
on
first
40.
down.
Good decision there by
Pass
Luke Crider. He
intended
just
for
threw that one away in
Yep.
the vicinity.
Nesbitt
There was
falls
nobody
incomplete.
open. As we were talking earlier, Crittenden is at
Coverage
19
being
in
provided
Class A
by Kelsey Parham.
football. They are ranked 19 in Bethlehem, dropped tonight, and up and coming district rival. Number 1. Is it muted?
Made by Cole Renfro.
Are you listening to the game? Yeah. See if you can get on to it. Yeah, it's on your
Down by Dakota
She was going to check.
Walker
Yeah, it says
and Cypher.
We've had a couple comments that we can't hear, so
Also
someone back home wants to let us know. We're not sure if we're having technical difficulty
Fourth down and 4 for the Rockets.
or if it's just the background noise around us. Good time on the field for a fake right here. We'll see what we.
Deep for the Cats is Dylan Skinner.
Nice fake there. That's one that we have. You know, everybody, we always go
Success.
right on that, but that was a design
first down
run
for the
back
Rockets.
to the. I heard Coach Courtney talking about that before before the game, and go ahead. I'm gonna call and see if we. Oh, they can hear us just fine. Nice job by Luke Crider there, buying some
Pass
time
is
and finding
caught.
Logan Bailey in the
Brought
open
down
for another
by
first down.
Anthony Hall, Johnstone.
about a gain of
It
about
is
12,
first down for
13
the
yards. It
Rockets.
was a nice pass.
Yeah, I've gotten several comments from they may be turned down on the. So thank you.
Jorgensen on the carry. First hit by Matt Ladd. gain of about 3 on the play. Be second down and 7. Passing. Incomplete.
And that's a play that we've had a last week against Bethlehem, was that quick screen.
Third down.
But Trigg County broke up on it. It looks like they're in man coverage right there with one free on top, and just about picked it off.
Pass complete, but he's going to be short of a first down.
Pass was complete to Trace Darrington. It's going to bring up down. Fourth down. I'm sorry.
My bad.
Be 4th down and 2.
Rockets are going for it. And Rockets did not pick up the first down. In downs, so Trigg will get the ball.
Turnover on down. First down.
That was a good opening drive. I mean, we're in good shape. If we're going to defense has played extremely well against Trigg County over the past 3 years, so I'm sure Coach Courtney is happy to send his defense out here and keep them on their own 15.
They have been. That front line's just got to continue to be physical, dominate in the trenches. And we've got a loss.
That was Dylan Yates.
Dylan Yates comes up with a huge play.
Yates on the stop. Loss of 1, be second down and 11.
Dylan broke free right there, and I can tell you, if they cannot, long night for the Trigg County running game, because he is a load up front.
Dennis, you know, his speed and just his ability to get in the backfield has just impressed me, you know, better.
On a great catch.
This Skinner went down and grabbed that shoulder. A lot like what Preston Morgeson did last year. That shoulder right in the ground. That's a good opportunity. A small separation of your shoulder, and it's not that dangerous, but it's extreme.
Yeah, Dennis, he's definitely hurt. You can tell. Went up for it, caught the pass, but came right down hard on that shoulder.
Yep. Yeah. You know, and one thing Trigg County is Kendrick on 53 attempts. All right, Kelsey Parman has 69 attempts and 319 yards. He is their second quickly. So without Kendrick Adams tonight, their running game could potentially struggle, as they're still here on the sideline. It looks like, and you can see from home there, it looks like that he is in quite a bit of pain. So we'd like to go ahead and thank some more of our sponsors tonight. We'll start with Farmers Bank and Trust Company. Appreciate them letting us use our tent last week. I think people kind of come by. We were having a little tailgate party and had a little extra food, and they thought the Farmers Bank was feeding everybody, so we just rolled with it. Deer Lakes Golf Course and George Malcolm and First United.
La Delicia.
I always try to put a delicioso on there, you know, maybe because it's so good, but I actually love eating at our Mexican restaurant. It's one of my favorites. And then Rommel Ellington, thank you for Ellington Detailing. And Homestead Auction and Realty, Sea Plant Federal Credit Union, and H&H. I'm putting in a cattle trough.
Well, then you've
I have been in the plumbing sector. Got 3rd and 11 here with 8 minutes on the clock.
Dakota Locker.
Good. What
Gain
are we
of
going to look
about
at about fourth and
3
about
on the
8?
Play.
Fourth.
Bring up fourth
Yep.
down and 8.
And one thing that has plagued us is we'll see
Back deep.
see how we do on that. See if
for
Preston's
Rockets,
able to secure a punt
Preston
right here.
Morganson.
Yep, Preston's back and ready.
So the ball goes out of bounds on the punt at the 36-yard line where the Rockets will take over.
Allison's the mic,
Yeah,
Ryan.
I think we're going to have to scream. One of us going to have to step back when we do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, Crittenden takes over right here with 7 minutes on the clock. The field position worked. The ball's on the 35. Man-to-man coverage by the Wildcats with one free on top.
Morganson fumbles the football. Wildcats recover. Picked up by number 60, Anthony Hall Johnstone. First down, Wildcats.
Yeah, Morganson just got a hand on it and got loose. But the one thing I notice about that play, Ryan, is the defensive end from Trigg County is crashing hard. First play of the game, Luke Kreider pulls it. They crashed again, and if he's reading that, he has got to keep pulling that football. Even though Morganson got a good game out of it, but we need Luke Kreider to run the football. He's a fast, athletic quarterback, and it puts
to be first down and 10. Here, going to get a short game, but tough to bring down. He's going to get about 3 or 4 yards on the play, so it'll be second down and 6 for the Wildcats.
not sure who got there first, but
I believe it was Luke. I believe it was Luke Mundy got in there first, slowed him down. Then we had a host of rock and about 5 yards to go.
Kelsey Pong with a strong run.
Trigg comes up with a first down. It's basically a run, up the middle. We've got to, that trio of linebackers, to come in, take that first step.
The weak side linebacker Barry stunted on that, and that took him out of position to take that
spotted
cut
at
back.
midfield.
And without Kendrick Adams, Prom is a much shiftier runner. He's going to cut more. Adams is more straightforward, so that stunt kind of took us out of position.
Pass complete to Shearer again for a gain of 6 on the play.
In our 3-5 defense that Coach Courtney into a four-man front, I say always, most of the time you're going to get a line. We did it almost exclusively with Braxton Winters.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
This year, Coleman Stone was on the stunt right there. Really needed to get his eyes up and try to deflect that ball. He lowered his shoulder, tried to run through the back. If he could have got his hands up right there, he might have been able to knock that down.
Kelsey Parham again on the run. Going to be just shy of the first down.
And that time it was Zach McGahan on the stunt. So, one thing I've really noticed about our linebacker core, number one, they've improved every week. But number two, we are bringing guys from different angles and different places. Where last year it was almost, like I said, exclusively Braxton.
Sure.
Three plays right there. Linebacker comes from a different angle.
At that time, Briley was able to come up and make the tackle. actually comes up with a tackle. Looks like
Jesse Palm on the play, on the run. Will be just shy of the
Rocket
first
fans
down.
were hoping
Gets
for
2
a
yards on the
live
play
ball
to bring
there,
up
but
4th down and 1 for the Wildcats
it
as
was
he's
the
driven back.
ground calls the fumble. We got 4th and 1. A big play coming up right here with 4:08 left. Rockets needed right here.
Be timeout Wildcats.
we're trying to make Rockets jump. They were able.
The
Yeah,
1971 and 1972 football
is-
state champions.
I believe this is certainly a place to go for it. They are on the 41-yard line. I can't see Trigg County punting with 4th and 1 on their own 41, but we'll see. Tonight they are, Ryan, they are honoring the 70-71 Trigg County. Little trivia, there's 2 county schools that have ever won a Class A championship. In all of Class A football, there's 2 county schools. Go check it out and see who the other one is.
We can have somebody send us a answer on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm sure my phone will blow up if I'm incorrect, but I don't believe I am. Every one other has either been a private or a city school inside a county.
So there's 2 schools.
2 schools.
2.
Trigg County's one of them.
Okay.
And I might know the other one, and you may too. I believe they're out there on the field.
Kelsey Palm. First down.
With 3:38 left in the first quarter,
38-yard line.
still 0-0. Trigg County has the ball on our 38-yard line.
To Jaden.
Dennis, they do pick up.
Couple feet shy.
Yeah, you got to respect the speed of Jaden Vaughn. That's one thing. As we get
Looks like
closer to
we're
the end
gonna
zone,
have
our defensive backs are certainly going to have to
official
tighten up
check.
on that slant. A number we haven't called yet. We see if Sammy Impostado can get in there and cause some problems.
Bring on
We
the
are
chain game.
we're certainly bringing that 4th guy, but just haven't been able to get to the quarterback yet. And on those 10 yards and under throws, you're not going to be able to get to the quarterback. They're going to be too quick.
This is always a good time for us to call out for the sponsors that we appreciate so much. Next will be Full Body Fitness Studio, Par 4 Plastics, Magnolia Bank, Mulligan's Pizzeria and Pub.
Yeah. And Mulligan's complimented us with some pizza up in the press box last week, and it was premium. We appreciate that.
And, you know,
Wildcats.
a shout out to who fed breakfast this morning, so they got there at 9. BJ and her crew were ready to feed them, and just again, thanks for Hometown Foods.
Thank you. All right. Trigg County still in trips left. One receiver right, Jaden Vaughn, and you got to respect his vertical speed here, still on the 28-yard line. Great defense.
That's intended for
Hey,
Jaden
Trace
Vaughn.
Darrington, that
Yeah.
was
Elite.
textbook. He
Yeah.
kept his hips to the inside. Any space. That was good defensive back technique right there. Great
Yeah.
job by Trace Darrington. And just on cue, I said we've got to respect the speed of Jaden Vaughn because he prefers to go vertical. That is his preference. He might go across the middle, but his preference is vertical.
Well, he's got the speed and the height. Phenomenal job of covering him. He's looking for him again.
Weiss under pressure.
Linebacker.
Third down and 10 for the Wildcats.
Tremendous. Now, they love to. They were setting up right there. They sent Jaden Vaughn on a little post route to try to clear out Trace Darrington, our cornerback, and he throws it out of bounds. That's something that was well scouted by Coach Courtney, our defensive coordinator.
Got a flag on the play. Pass was intended for Dakota Locker.
A bit of a laundry on the field. We'll see what comes from it.
I'm not sure what the call is going to be here, but there's really, unless that was a verbal unsportsmanlike, I did not see anything that would constitute unnecessary roughness on that play. The ball was knocked down, but there was no contact after that would indicate a personal foul. I don't
Right.
know. And looks like we're going to get a sign here. Maybe they're just going to pick it up. Oh, okay. So
pass interference against Trigg County is declined. Be fourth down for the Wild.
I'm not sure that was the downfield. I believe may have been the call on that. No, so we declined it anyway. It's on the 29. The Rocket defense holds. Here we are.
Intended for
Takes over again.
so be a
I guess BJ is going to have to continue to feed us.
So we're going to have to talk with BJ about that. Continue in the Colonel Ag Insurance Shop, Mike and Stoner's Barbershop. We definitely miss Mr. Crabtree tonight. And then again, thank you to all of the sponsors that continue to make this program a success, and we couldn't do it without you.
Maybe a gain of 1 on the play.
And a big working, which was not easy tonight. Not easy to. Love to take credit, and I would tell our tech guys back at school, but yeah, there we go.
I believe they anticipated that one a little bit.
Well, we got to the next level. Backer number 10. What they're doing is they're crashing. Inside linebacker 26 has got responsibility if the quarterback keeps it. So we got a block on him, but we just couldn't hold our block on the defensive back.
Yardage, he picks up a few more.
Carry.
You know, we're a little bit more old school, but when you're continuing, you're going to get those extra yardage, extra couple of yards.
Bragged on him last week. Jared Brown, our offensive line, playing extremely well. They're a veteran group.
5. First down, Rockets.
And Preston Morganson kept his feet running there. Offensive. We are a veteran group. You know, we've got Tucker Sharp up there at left guard, Dylan Yates also on the left side, Ben Evans. We've got, and tonight Deacon Holloman is our right guard. So a lot of size, a lot of experience up there.
I believe Rockets are going.
Jeremiah Shearer, number 6.
Bryson Baker there, who come up huge for us last week on slant, on the slant pass, has been a very steady receiver for us this year. Oh goodness!
Pass intended for
Hayden Adamson may have prevented a pick right there by laying out for that ball. Defensive coordinator, he has tried to get Luke out of the pocket. I really noticed early last week he was able to get him out of the pocket and buy some more time, and had a lot of success with that.
Pass nearly intercepted as it's broke up. The Wildcats.
That may be the reason Cole Renfro plays defense, but he was in the right spot right there.
Yeah,
that one.
He was. I think
was close. We dodged a bullet right there. That one could have gone the other way.
That ball was.
1 minute remaining in the first quarter right here on the 50-yard line.
3rd and 10. Got time.
Pass complete to Baker.
Huge catch.
Tyler down.
You know, again, you go back to that veteran front line. They're giving him time. He's got time to make good decisions. Bryson gets.
Here we are, still 0-0 in the first quarter, 44 seconds left. That is always a good spot for as we've been able to avoid the blocking behind the ball penalty, and it got us right there.
Yeah, we have 2 flags, though. Another flag.
Not sure about the other.
It came out at the end of the play.
Hold. Face mask against the Wildcats.
Oh, okay.
And
we will.
If you heard the PA there, it was a face mask on Trigg County and holding on the Rockets. Penalties offset, and with 35 seconds at 0-0 on what looks to be about the 20-yard line, we're going to play it over again.
Baker on the.
I really love that shuttle pass play for us.
Pass, but there is a flag holding against the Rockets.
Last week, and it was both teams last week, as the holding call and just the inability to play clean. We are going to have to be able to play clean because we're just not explosive enough. Have that guy that can take it to the house. We just don't.
Right.
We don't have one guy out there that can run a 4.6 40 and take it to the house at any time. So we're going to have to play clean and sustain drives. And that plagued us last week, and looks like it's starting to plague us again.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it hurts. And the other thing too. You know, we had that several times last week and weren't able to capitalize.
Pass is going to be incomplete as
Well,
we end the first
at the
quarter.
end of
No score.
one, 0-0. down. Crittenden's ball. We'll be coming down to our end where we can see a little better.
It'll help.
Yep.
Well, start off the second quarter. Again, we always want to recognize the coverage partners, Whitetail Properties, Mark Williams, agent, Fraser Law Firm, Moments in Time Pictures, Hodges Sports and Apparel, and Riley Tool and Machine. Again, thank you to all the sponsors that helps makes this program a success.
Well, at the
It's turning out to be a defensive game, that's for sure.
one thing that Bethlehem was just so explosive. They had that could take it to the house every second. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like a game that our defense can sustain, and they can grind it out and maybe even hang up a shutout tonight.
Dennis, you're exactly right. I mean, again, the Rockets defense did a great job against Bethlehem last week, being able to hold that I think was for like 84 yards. But beyond that, the Rockets defense were able to continue to keep him behind the line, and they continued to do that.
We're still looking for Coach Starnes. We're hoping to get him to stop by. Down yet, but we're hoping to get him to stop by. It will be
He's probably out selling property right now.
It'll certainly be a clinic in football if he shows up.
Morganson on the run.
I don't know. He's
down. Not the tackle.
Now, the old-timers here that are celebrating the state championship, they should like that play. Just a straight-up toss left and try to get a couple linemen out and beat you to the corner.
Morganson again.
And you're talking about, that's Morganson on that same play. We're talking about Luke Kreider keeping it. One of the things that the coaches want Morganson to do is bend that backwards. When he takes that handoff going in front of Luke Kreider, they want him to bend that back to the left because when he does, that pursuing defensive end is already out running.
Yes.
There he goes.
Still gaining yards and moving the chains a little bit.
Like Shane Wallace.
And this is where we have the advantage right here.
Gain of about 3.
Looks like about 2 yards.
Front line. The veteran front line, guys. Here we go. Just like that.
Touchdown Rocket.
He made it look nice by jumping over, but he could have just side there, Dylan Yates. And I believe it's Tucker Sharp, and I think we had an end in there as well. Just won the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
All there was to it.
Beat it through. It's one of those deals you want to go straight up the gut between the tackles.
In the second quarter, the Rockets have just taken the lead. They are 6-0. Looks like we're going to use the foot of Preston Morganson to try to make it 7.
Morganson set to kick the extra point.
And it's good. Rockets go up 7-0 in the second quarter with 10 minutes and 46 seconds to go. Continued coverage of sponsors: Farmers Bank and Trust, Deer Lakes Golf Course, First United Bank, and one of Coach Hodges' favorite.
Actually, one of their, a young lady in the school, Hannah Collins rides my bus and works there. So she has waited on us several times. Board member who plays a sport and then goes to school, and we have a lot of kids that do that.
We do. That is the one thing that, over the last 16 months due to COVID, we have been home, young adults, we say kids a lot, but these young adults are coming in and they're doing great, guys. They're working school, and they're making an impact in our community. And hats off to those guys that's doing that, and we have several.
I say for what I get them for, they're going to be working for a heck of a lot more in 2 to 3 years. But right now, I can still get them to work for me.
I can. First time Bennett came home from hauling hay for you, he took a shower and went straight to bed. He didn't even eat. He was so
You're
sore.
welcome. Well, the PA address, he inferred that it's going to be an offsides. We'll try not to do that, but that is correct.
It is offsides.
5 yards.
With the whistle blowing. And we're go ahead and try to kick it on. I was talking last week, one of the tough things I think if you watch colleges, most of them will cut the field in half and they got a kicker that can keep it on that side. They use 3 safeties, but most high schools still just run down the field.
Yeah.
They run down the field and they try to cover it with
They
11
do. They
and
boot
keep
it
their lanes. Don't see that every day.
No,
do
you don't.
I'm pretty sure you can't advance that, but it's our ball. Yeah, as the official spotted right there, I'm like, I'm not going to speak too soon, but I don't think you can run with that, but you can certainly take over right there. I believe that was Logan Bailey.
No.
No, was it not?
No, that was Case Gobin, number 5.
Case Gobin has in his hand right now. That's
Case.
good deal.
And Dennis, bringing up number 5, Case is continuing to just impress me each game. He is a force to be reckoned with, but next year is going to be something else.
Case is doing Case is doing a lot of things well. He is in my mentoring group, as is Bennett. You've seen us doing a few things lately, but Case says he's working as a electrician during the summer, and he's also taking electricity and trade school, and he is just really maturing as a young man. It's a pleasure to get to know Case. If you don't know him, you really need to get to know him. Ryan. One of the advantages of I didn't see what happened there, but it looks like we did something. Did you see what happened behind the play there?
I don't.
I did not. Everyone's shaking their head. One disadvantage of playing man coverage like Trigg County is everybody's back. Everyone's back is turned to the quarterback. So as we're running those vertical, then their back is turned, and that's why you might have heard me yell, Luke, run, Luke, run.
Well, Dennis, is one of those things, if it's working for you, keep doing it. As long as it's still working, keep doing it. So there might be a chance Crowder ends up with a lot of yardage tonight, running. But this is against the Rockets. It is coming back. Do we know what it was? Uh-oh.
There he is.
There comes the legend and the myth all in one place.
Coach Starnes. Yes. So we got Coach Starnes here. Coach Starnes is the guy that's responsible for me not being able to enjoy football and just enjoy the game. Now I've got to watch the line. I've got to watch the linebackers. I've got to see what's going on. I know, right?
But you used to coach, so you couldn't just watch the ball. You got to watch the backside and stuff like that.
That's exactly right. We'll talk more as we go. It looks like the Rockets here with 10:30 on the clock in the second quarter, up 7-0. They're going to discuss it. But hey, Coach, you got your all
good. You go back and you look at all the players that are coaches now, the former players, and 27 years. I mean, you're going to have people like that. So, but it's good to see that they care about the program, and they, we played well, we played hard, so.
One of the things that I've talked about consistently is the play of our offensive line, Coach. Our offensive line has blocked downfield. They have trapped the blocking schemes, and people may not know the blocking schemes we're using now from Virginia Tech, and when you were at Murray. Won an OVC championship there at Murray, but now Jared Brown's using the same thing.
Yeah, and Jared's a former player as well.
That's
so
right.
I mean, when you're in a system like that and you use it and you continually use it, then you start understanding it and
So it's caught, but laterals
back
the
to him.
football.
And that's a good play.
Back for another loss.
Building a program like that, then you build coaches
Cole
that
Renfro right there.
can understand it, can see the game, and that's what you have to have. And that as a former
actually,
coach
it's been a
too, 'cause
good game.
you help me coach and you understand that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm standing between two great coaches right now, and both of them.
That would be Shannon Hodge and Al
Well,
Starnes.
three. Well, Shannon's off to the side, so that's three. But you have three individual coaches that have always made an impact on kids in our school district. And they're always building finer men and women. And that has been part of the process is, it's about winning.
Yeah.
It's about playing the game, but you're also building great people.
Yeah, and Ryan, that's what. Oh no, but that.
Fumble, home on the carry. To the house. Touchdown.
Well, that's unfortunate that stuff like
Kelsey
that happens,
Barham.
but.
Touchdown, fumble recovery.
Stuff like that's going to happen. You're going to fumble the ball, but Ryan, to say, go back to what you're talking about. Yeah, it was always. It was never about winning for. When we first got there, it was about building character with kids that wanted to win.
Nichols on the kick,
and
the extra
when I
point.
first got there, the kids they didn't know how to win. They accepted losing, and that was the hardest hurdle that we had to try to overcome. When you get them to believe that they can win, then you got something.
Sure.
Now these guys and these kids believe.
Clock 7-7, a very unfortunate fumble there. Caleb Nesbitt laid it on the turf, and they scooped it up and run it in. So,
And you teach that, scoop and score. But
that's right.
for me, looking at the play like that, people are going to say, well, that was a bonehead play. That was a kid who was trying to make extra effort, make something happen, and things like that are going to happen. So, you just got to pat them on the back and say it'll be better next time.
Sure.
Maybe tuck it high and tight in practice and work on it next time. That's right.
Or carry it to school when they go back to school. And
Exactly. So talk to us a little bit. I mean, as the old timers that played blocking schemes, let's talk a little bit. A lot of it now is a zone scheme as compared to what you may teach, with a lot of more guards pulling, kicking out, a lot of things going on inside.
Yeah, see, it's actually simplified now than what it was when we first went there, because everybody ran the football. So you had to create blocking schemes in order to make your holes. Now with the spread offense, you got everybody spread out there. You got defense to get to the quarterback. It makes it easier to block down and kick out. So your scheme, and then your objective is to get either run it or throw it. And I'm gonna tell you though, you got to run it because you're not going ball. Out, things like that. So you got to be able to. A lot of people think that you run it to open the pass. I like to throw it to open the run.
And I remember the days that we had a guy named J.D. Gray, and we run the spread. And that quarterback, if you have a running quarterback, he's really hard to account for defensively.
Yeah, and you know, it opens it up and allows you to say, okay,
First down and 10
whatever
for the
quarterback you
Rockets
have, and Luke does a good job
Yes.
too, and he spread.
8:07
You
to go in
got
the
the
second
option
quarter.
to run every single time.
Right.
So if he has the option to run, if it's not there, don't try to force it. Live to play another. He, like JD, you know, they get a lot out of it. Nice catch.
Yes,
They just
Yep.
kept running. Now there's a flag on the field, and I'm not sure
Tackled by Tyler
what we
Ware.
have here, but
Sure, but there is a
kind of
flag.
thought Logan Bailey was a target, and out of nowhere comes Trace Darrington and catches that. We're going to talk about it, and they're signaling first down, Crittenden County. That's right. Did you see what the call was?
I did not.
I'm not sure what the call was. Yeah, if you can't
So the
hear
ball's
our
spotted on
PA
the
announcer kind of
24 for the
interjects his opinion maybe a little bit, kind of like we do.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Good offensive block.
Talk about holding Cooksey there, number 74.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. He did a nice job right there, blocking, opening it up, and allowed Luke to get it to the outside.
Well, at the end of the day, he did his job.
He did his job.
He did his job.
He would get a plus in my scale.
Ran downfield.
He did.
Yes,
That's right.
He ran downfield and was trying to get the next level.
Great job.
Second down, about 6 to go for the Rockets.
Crider again.
You know, and that's
keeper.
another thing with the
He's under
blocking
pressure.
scheme, offensive line, and stuff
Tackled
like
by
that. It's
number
not,
50
you know, no longer are you just
the
asked to
Wildcats.
block somebody and
But
stay
he
with
is
them.
gonna
You have
gain
to fly
1 and 1.
downfield, screen, so they have to be a little more athletic than what they used to be as well.
And in
you're
college,
good,
we've
buddy.
definitely, I know you've seen that in college because like me, I love college football you too. The size of the offensive linemen, depending on their scheme, what they can do and how they can run.
It's amazing to watch 6'7", 330 pounds. Look at that touchdown.
Morrison still on his down to the 1.
Morganson running. And
And you still see,
like
you
Dakota
still see
Lockyer.
linemen down there
That's
blocking
right.
too to put
on
him
the
in.
tackle.
We did.
behind Evan Sharp and Yates and went right at him.
And
Touchdown.
did it
Touchdown
again.
Rockets.
Oh,
And we have a flag. 2 flags.
And I know Preston Morganson wouldn't be in the middle of that. There's no way. But it's whatever it is. Hopefully it's a personal foul, not a unsportsmanlike, and it's after the play. So the touchdown's going to stand, right, Coach?
it's going to stand. It's going to be unsportsmanlike.
Starting to get a little bit chippy, as they would say.
Could be assessed on the kickoff, or it could be offsetting. I saw several come in there.
Sportsmanlike conduct against the Rockets.
We're going to assess it on the kickoff.
Probably be on the kickoff.
Those that don't know, Coach Starnes played at Murray State, also a baseball guy in junior college, and then played at Murray State, and then coached
Coach Frank Beamer.
Coach Frank Beamer.
Yeah.
All right, and
Bud
then
Foster and
Bud Foster was there as
Bud
well.
Foster,
he was
there.
with Beamer.
He
Oh
was
my
with Beamer,
God!
yeah.
What a Murray State staff.
Yeah. Charlie Wiles. He was at Virginia Tech. He was offensive lineman. Played. And he's at Virginia Tech with Coach Beamer and Bud Foster. And then now he's
Now you did hold a record 25, didn't you? Didn't you hold a record I thought you did.
No, I don't know where you got that from, but I was never the strong one. I didn't like the weight room. No, my legs were strong. I wasn't I didn't like lifting weights because I didn't play football in my senior in high school anyway. And so
You were a baseball guy,
I
right?
was a baseball.
And then was courted by the Cowboys.
He was.
And for those of you that don't know, he was courted by the Cowboys before a knee injury, correct?
Before knee injury.
Right. And that was way before the day that they could just cut you open, fix your ACL, rehab you back, and have you to 100% in 6 months.
Yeah, well, there was a chance that I was going to play some more, so they didn't operate. They just put a cast on it, and then it just fell through because you get hurt and that's it. It's a business.
So looking back, are you glad you came back to high school as opposed to coaching in college, or do you ever have those?
Yeah, I mean, of course I had those, and you wonder where you'd be. If you went to the college and
so the Rockets would be
coached
kicking
college level,
from
but
the 25.
it was more rewarding for me to go back. Character and stuff like that to teach them how to live life and way the things it should be, because that's the way I was growing up, and a coach helped me, so I wanted to help them. Winning just was a plus. That was a plus. So for me, it was just building relationships.
Well, Al, I can tell you, your legacy will be felt for a long time, and it's definitely on that sideline over there. I mean, and that's for years to come with several guys that will have been coached by Mr. Coach Starnes. So
I appreciate it. I mean, but again, it's having great coaches, it's having kids that understand and want to do and want to work hard for you.
Actually, it'll be
and then it
spotted
became
at the
easy
35
at that point.
where the Wildcats will take over first and 10.
You can't do it without a support staff and things like that. You know that.
A whole support system, right? That's right. Yeah, I'll have to send you a picture sometime, Coach. For those of you who don't know, there's a rock out behind as we go out to the practice football field, and it's got Coach Starnes' handprint on the top. I can't count the number of little kids that come up there, and at this point, no offense, Coach, but they don't know who you are, but they put their hand in there, and they're like, oh my gosh, whose hand is this? He's got an offensive lineman hand. It's huge. And they put their hand in there, and they read a little bit on the rock, and then they take off running. But you would really appreciate that. It's time for Coach Courtney's defense to step up. Now, coaching with you at the same time Coach Courtney come through, as far as his intelligence to the game.
Yeah, that's good.
Weeson's pass complete to Dakota Lockard. Brought
Well, I
down
mean,
at
Coach
the point of
Courtney, you can
catch.
tell the kids
Will be a
play an
gain of
extension of their
about
coach,
4
and they're playing hard.
Right.
Play.
Coach Courtney was one of the
Be
toughest
third down and
kids
6
that I've
for
ever
Wildcats.
coached. And opposing teams feared him. It's the mentality that you have, and but I was impressed with, and am impressed with the knowledge that he has of defense and how he took it and ran with it and defense to run against.
Right.
And their secondary I thought was going to be their weak spot, but watching the game last week with Bethlehem, it's not.
Right.
I mean, they're pretty solid all the way.
And here we are at 6:09. Crittenden's up 14-7. And it looks like we're going to have fourth down about 1, a traditional option there. You don't see the option run like that much anymore, Coach. Everybody kind of runs it on a handoff in front of them.
Or underneath,
Right.
So because if you pitch it,
Looks like we may have a sideline warning here on Trigg County. Best case scenario for Trigg County would be a sideline warning, but yep, that's what the call is.
Sideline warning.
So fourth down.
Yes.
Come on, Ralph, let it coach his team.
Yeah, that one got away.
Reese's pass is incomplete.
Gone for it right there, or would you have played defense?
Rockets.
Well, I mean, I've known to be aggressive. It probably would have been that play call, but I would have went for it.
I love the answer. He said it probably wouldn't have been that play call. Last week they may have been watching film. Bethlehem threw the hitch, which we always love to have a guy that could throw the hitch. Bethlehem threw the hitch in that situation, got the first down. They tried to look for it, just kind of like you said. Now, have you been able to go, Coach? You got two guys. Have you been able to see Sean's team play this year?
Yeah, I did. I went to the first game against Crittenden County. It's like a proud papa. Look at that catch. Good job.
Oh, look at that.
Good job.
What about Caleb Nesbitt? What about Luke Kreider?
What a pass.
There is a penalty. I think it's going to
Yeah,
be
and
waved off.
that's a difference in the way that the game has evolved too. Because when I first went to Crittenden, if we threw the ball 5 times in a game, we were behind. That was it. That was the only reason.
We did have David Beverly, though, didn't we?
We did have David
Okay,
Beverly.
that
yeah.
does make a
First down
difference,
Rockets.
right?
Yeah, we did have David Beverly. So,
From the Wildcat
you know,
12.
or you hand it off to a Dennis.
Sure.
It was. And that was a nice play. Nice throw, nice catch. Touchdown. Great
Nice.
job.
It'll be a touchdown.
Nice.
Rockets.
Austin Berry tip his hat right there. Sent Logan Bailey in motion. Was able to find him quickly in the flats. Had blockers downfield. Touchdown Rockets.
Yeah,
I love it.
And that's another one. Austin Berry.
Oh yeah, we haven't even mentioned
Yeah.
him yet.
And I can remember when Austin was playing Little League, because I'd go to all the Little League games, and he would have a playbook drawn up of passing when he was in the Little League.
He's an all-time best powder puff coach as well,
Yeah.
bar none.
Bar none.
And all the Berries can coach. But yeah, Austin probably has to be at the top of the heap.
Oh
as
yeah,
far-
yeah. The plays already on a playbook and showed it to me, and it was hilarious. It was like throwing the ball. We don't throw the ball.
Game that I didn't look out and see Starnes leaned up against the goalpost
Yep.
watching the game.
That's right.
You know, and again, that goes back to the grassroots of the whole system of being able to see those kids at a young age and see them grow.
Yeah, and you know, it was fun for me to go watch them. You know, and I get that. You know, about them. It makes it. You know, and that's what I wanted to see.
Just like your kids, they're fun at all ages. (21-7). They're starting to use a phrase from Coach Starnes, they're starting to impose their will.
Good when you can impose your will.
Dakota Lockert back deep for the.
Some of our reviews, Coach, say you're going to have to get a little closer to the mic.
Or talk louder.
Or talk
Maybe
louder. Coach Starnes can definitely talk louder, guys, so we'll work on that.
And we get the ball back.
Rockets come up with it.
The Rockets.
Happened.
And here's where time in the game sideline, you might be thinking, we've got to get a stop right here.
Yeah, I mean, it could get out of hand if you let him get it right now. Then it's not going into
The
halftime.
Rockets, the ball on the 36-yard line of
So,
the Wildcats. We have
Coach, one thing I
timeout.
got, and me being a guy that played on that field, we're to an athletic facility. Kind of what do you feel? How does that make you feel?
You know, I mean, it's progress, and it needs to happen. It needs to be a track over there. There needs to be as many of the sports facilities needs to be in that one area as possible. And you know, kids have to go to the park. They have to run track. They have to play soccer. They have to play baseball. They have to play softball. You know, I mean, they need to have something. And so by turning the field, creating it, I think it's a good thing. I think it's showing progress.
Right. And if he didn't say that, There's a lady back at his house that still holds the state record for the 100-meter dash. And don't let him kid you. We're talking about Coach Starnes, but he married up just like me. His wife, Angela, the other Coach Starnes, was a great athlete and a Kentucky State Hall of Fame track coach.
The state record in the 100 in Class A.
That's right. And it looks like that track is coming on campus, so we're excited.
Yeah. And that's a good thing. It needs to happen.
Yep.
You know, you need to upgrade your facilities. You need community. You know, you care about what they do and don't play on the same thing all the time. And change is good. Change is good.
Right.
Because some people don't like it, but change is good.
It is. There's no doubt. And you know, the driving force behind that was what you just hit on, is to get as many of the sports programs is to continue to grow the campus.
Right. And that's the right idea. That's the way you need to approach it, and that's the right idea. You know, good things happen when a quarter.
Ryder's sitting there. He's like 7, 8. Just stonewall. Picking apart the Trigg County secondary. Not sure if we're going to move the chains here or not. With 5:16 until halftime, Crittenden's threatening again, already up 21-7.
You can tell they're going to have something special because they had the 2 tackles lined up wide, so they were going to do something special, and they got.
You don't think it's normal for Dylan Yates to line up in the slot?
No, I don't think it's normal. Or Mr. Cooksey to line up at it. No, something wasn't right.
So if we didn't call timeout, Trigg County probably needed to. Back to a more traditional spread formation here.
Morganson on the carry down to the 20.
Coach, if you could just talk a little bit earlier, I was listening to Coach Courtney, and they're really encouraging Morganson to cut that back once he gets in, you know, once he gets past the line. And I know we've struggled in the past with running back.
Cut back. If it's not there, you just need to take it back. But he just lowered his shoulders.
Ryder on the keeper into the end zone, but we have a flag.
We never need to.
It was an accident.
I really believe maybe Holden Cooksey just couldn't stop there, and he was trying to get down and make a block, and Luke just kept running.
It'll be second down and 10. If I could have all those
but that foul is from the spot of the foul, so even though play the down over, correct?
That would be appreciated. All those involved with the 71 and 72 football state championship team.
Crowder's got time.
It just seems like our plays last for about 15 seconds.
Correction to that.
See, we're just extending everything, and that's got to, with 4:02 here in the first half, that's got to be wearing on the Trigg County defense.
Oh yeah, that just goes to show that the offense. They just keep the play going because they keep playing hard.
Quarterback, when they drop that shoulder and want to hit something.
So it's a first down, but there is a flag.
It's going to be either illegal motion on us or offsides on the defense. We'll see.
Illegal motion
on the Rockets. Be a 5-yard penalty. So it'll bring up third down and 8.
What's left?
3:33 left in the first half. Looks like 3rd and 10. 21-7. You guys better be glad you can't see Coach Starnes. One of his Trigg County buddies just walked up and gave him a Trigg County hat. So he put it on for about 1 second and gave it back to him.
Out here, he's got family. Are you recognized on the team? Yeah, he has a brother that's recognized on the state championship team. There you go. That's all right.
Pass complete. Look made.
You know, Dennis, Rockets are moving the ball. They're doing what they want to right now. You know, we're being plagued with flags.
Flag's going to bring it back. Block.
Side block right there on that scramble. I'm not sure it was implied the way I would interpret it right there.
Big hit put on by the Wildcats.
And that's a new rule that you know, you just can't pick. Trying to help save the kids.
And it is very good, especially on punts and special teams, because that's where we saw a lot of those crackback blocks that were dangerous. But what it gives us is looks about 3rd and about 19, and we're going the wrong direction right here. With 2:35 on the clock, Crittenden's up 21-7.
Pass incomplete to Bailey. Coverage being made by Shearer.
And now when Trigg County, where they're getting ready to celebrate, that's what Coach Starnes was talking about, getting ready to celebrate the 71-72 Trigg County State Championship. And I was talking to Ryan earlier, and Coach Starnes to ever win a county schools, 2 county schools to ever win a Class A state title, and both of them are playing on the field tonight.
Right now, Crittenden Trigg.
Pass intended for Nesbitt. Falls incomplete. There'll be a turnover on downs.
That was a nice in stride. Caleb just couldn't get turned around, hit him on the shoulder there. And with 2:18 left in the first half, Trigg County takes over. Rockets 21, Trigg County 7. Some people are saying they have their sound turned up, but we have no adjustment on that.
Yeah.
Pass intended for Lockard falls incomplete, but we do have a flag, a hold against the Wildcats.
Well, we're going equal opportunity here on the flags, both on Trigg County. So that's going to leave them with first down and 20.
Second down to about 28.
Well, Dennis, I want to get a little shout out. It seems like Al's not going to do it, but I guess Al, for all of your real estate needs, we can still call on you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Call me. It's been fun though. It's retirement. It's been fun living down here at the lake. It's nice. We enjoy it.
Well, again, I hope.
As an offensive lineman, what do you think
Illegal
about
motion
that
on the
call?
Wildcats.
Well, I mean,
Be a 5-yard penalty.
you can point. He was going to block or something like that, so that's kind of a picky call right there.
Yeah, he didn't do Trigg County. We're talking about the Trigg County offensive lineman. He didn't do anything to deceive the other side to get them to come off sides. He just pointed who he had. Unless that's something that they have seen consistently, I don't know.
No.
Pass intended for Ivy Reds, incomplete.
And still plenty of time.
Activities. So
Second down and a taxi ride, maybe.
So
I think.
if you were on the cheerleader, the 71-72
second
state
down to taxi
football
ride.
team,
33, a chance
please
for
go down to the track.
defense to get off the field and get the ball back one more time. Maybe score here before half.
Didn't score on the penalties and stuff, and now they're giving another opportunity.
And as they keep throwing the ball, we don't have to burn any timeouts either.
But you see another one coming up. Ooh.
Pass complete to Parham.
Yeah, Coach.
It's a good play.
And then they leaked the back out of the backfield right up the middle. I think I heard Coach Courtney talking earlier before the game, watching that second and long. That is something they really like to do. He was talking to his linebackers. Don't drop. Be sure to see if that quarterback takes.
And that was just a check down. It was a nice play by Trigg County.
Pass intended for Dakota Lockard as he's hit before the ball approaches, so it will be a first down for the Wildcats. It will be pass interference.
Got to play the ball right there. He had plenty of time to play the ball. He chose to go for the hit and arrived a little early.
Yeah, but not necessarily a first down. It's not an automatic first down.
Coach Courtney didn't like what he saw right there, and he's going to make a change. Preston had plenty of time to play the football. Probably could have picked that ball.
First down.
Very costly penalty for us. We had a chance now. We're with 1:11 on the clock. We're just going to try to keep him out of the end zone.
Yeah, and that was a 15-yard penalty. It wasn't an automatic first down like a lot of people think in high school.
Right. College,
Motion on the
pass
Wildcats.
interference is.
And in high school, basically, there's only a few automatic first down, and that's your roughing penalties.
Right.
Roughing the passer, roughing the punter, things like that.
Right. Yeah, and a lot of those rules are tough, especially if people. I kind of limit myself to high school and college, but if you watch high school, college, and pros, your rules can get very gray and all run together.
Offsides against. For the Wildcats.
Games, and you do a good job.
Again,
you do a good job.
Halftime celebration.
And I know the community.
It's better can it get just to stand around and talk football?
Yeah.
Learned, I can't. They don't rough the passer or anything.
Well, it helps to have a little knowledge of it too, though.
Now, Coach, and what Ryan was alluding to earlier is working with Caldwell Banker as a realtor. How have you enjoyed staying in contact with the Crittenden people through that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
3 times a week.
I get I'm either working on the farm or at school, but I get reports of you. You were in Dykesburg one day, and then
sightings. There's sightings.
Sightings.
Yeah, Elstarn sightings.
There, I showed some property twice today.
So he gets down to the Rocket 26-yard line. First down.
Yep. And
holding.
But I mean, I enjoy it. Well. Yeah.
Yeah, and just an coach, you're just helping people chase goals and passions and dreams, and it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons I went in it, because I like people. I like to be around people. I like to talk to them, like to help them, and so it was good. And we were too young to just retire anyway. So
well, Bobby Bowden, the legendary coach at West Virginia and Florida State,
15.
he just passed. And he wasn't looking forward to it, But
yeah.
Crittenden County, and penalties have plagued both sides, and Trigg County is trying to stick it in here before half.
Pass incomplete. Be 3rd down and 15 for the Wildcats.
Not out of the realm of possibility. Let's get this ball back and take another shot. We certainly have the deep threat ability right now with Luke Kreider's arm.
Well, you need to be. If it's an incomplete pass, then you don't have to use a timeout.
'88.
Weiss on the keeper.
Out of bounds, stop the clock.
Yeah, Coach Starnes just cuts his eyes at me with 25 seconds on the clock, and
down and 10 for
it's
the
4th
Wildcats.
down, and they're going to have to punt it, and we're going to get one more shot.
Correction,
Maybe
4th and 9.
implying that he should have stayed in bounds right there and run the clock out.
Yeah, stay in bounds, either run the clock out or force Crittenden to use a timeout. Because you got a dangerous threat back there with Morganson as well.
Exactly.
And he's aggressive. If he can get it, he could go the distance.
That's exactly right, and that's what we'd like to see.
Weiss's punt's going to go out at around
Looks like
the
there's going to be about
30-yard
16
line.
seconds on the clock here to work with, and Coach Courtney will have to make the decision. Is he going to take his 21-7 lead to half, or is he going to take another shot?
To half, he's going to take another shot.
He's a little more conservative than Coach Starnes and Coach Sean Thompson, so
move it up
it'll be
5
interesting to see
yards.
what he's a deep.
The Wildcats.
Well, this may all be a moot point
Ball will be
because
spotted at the
Crittenden County was
49-yard line.
called for offsides right there. So we're going to punt it again with 16 seconds.
Mistake.
Yes.
Don't punt it again with a guy back there like Morganson. Don't give him an opportunity.
So when you say mistake, for those people
Decline
at
the
home,
penalty.
That's right. Decline the penalty. Let them have it.
But now they got their offense
Yeah,
on them.
timeout on the field. So it's going to be timeout Rockets.
And which
Even
could be
better.
safer than punting it. Yeah, we'll just see what happens, right? Exactly. One of the things that it seems like our linebackers, and I know you're had certainly a defensive and linebacker coach, running off on this pass. Found number 2 about 10 yards deep out of the backfield. What would you?
4th and 5, if they're going to throw it, they're going to probably throw a hitch or an out. So I don't know they'll throw it in the middle, especially when there's 16 seconds.
But I think Trigg County still has at least 2 timeouts left. I haven't. It's not showing on the board that I see. And I don't recall.
So
We have at least 1 or 2 left for sure, maybe all 3.
So they're playing a prevent defense.
They are in prevent, yes.
Up to the Rocket 34-yard line. Where it'll be 1st and 10, Wildcats.
5 left on the clock.
Be second
Trigg County's
down
going to
and
have the
10.
ball second down and 10 on their own, looks to be 35-yard line.
Yeah, and prevent only prevents you from winning. Who's got you there? You know, I mean, I don't like the prevent defense. You know, I like to continue doing what you do best. Not question anybody. No.
Well, you have the right to do that. As the former HBC, you can certainly do that.
Just talked about him. I love to watch him play.
And Coach Starnes is talking about Dylan Yates right there. Dylan he's in great.
Yeah, he's a team motivator. He's on the sideline.
Yeah, and you know, from the perspective of Dylan, Dylan weighs in at about 245, and he's about 5'11", 6 foot tall. And as you know, he's just a little undersized. I mean, just a little undersized for what they might be looking at the next level.
Well, he's probably a little bit too short.
Activities.
An FCS school. You know,
1971,
I think he'd be a great player in one of
1972
those
state
places.
football championship team. To get to pass the mic over.
Well, you don't have to question,
To the
you know,
man
his
who
work ethic.
called
He's going to
those
put the
games,
work
Mr.
in.
Willie
You know, and he
Wilson.
continues to do that.
Right. And I trained Dylan
Thank you
in
very
strength
much.
and conditioning in our advanced fitness
we
class,
honor
and
the
he
1971,
has that
1972
habitual work ethic. You know, he does it every
Trigg County
day,
High
and that's what it
School
takes.
State champion.
Yeah, and it shows out there when he
football
plays
teams.
too.
Yeah.
You know, this is the 50th and the 49th anniversary of those
And
wonderful.
Coach, we're just going to let them listen to if they can.
To accomplish back-to-back state championships. That's very seldom done, and we're certainly glad being here to introduce players, cheerleaders, everyone involved, and we want to remember that one scored 401 points to 121 for opponents. The 72 team, 400 for opponents. And we're honoring the and to make the announcement here tonight. I'm almost as old as Coach. But anyway, I'm thankful to be here. The good Lord has let me live this many years. And it was a thrill for me to share on the radio, WKZ, all of those games that those two teams played, as well as others over a 20-year period. And of course, let's begin with the coaches. Head coach
And I'm not sure how much you guys can hear at home here, but they just introduced Coach Joe Jaggers. Johnny Jaggers is raising his hat right here and will be
assistant coach
coming out on the field.
Buddy Perry.
Assistant coach Buddy Perry, a longtime Trigg Countyan.
And the
still
coach
see here.
Skip Pisa. There were 44 guys who played on the 71 or 72 team, with 22 players on both. and will use the numbers of their senior year. Deceased from the class of 1972, Bruce Higgins. Also deceased, Keith Larkins, number 70.
And if you can't hear, they're announcing the deceased
Norris
players
Bradford,
first.
number 33.
And now they're going to the roster.
Number 40.
Willie Grubbs, number 40.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he's
Coach,
I'm glad
Willie Grubbs is not running tonight. He still looks good.
One of those games.
Well, there was a
And
Grubbs
didn't
on the
have
team
on
every
the
year I
right
coached.
there.
His son, his
And I
grandson, and
was
his
real
great-grandchildren have
embarrassed 'cause I
probably
didn't know
all
who it
beat us
was
at
till
some
he was about
point.
halfway down the field. All right. Craig Perry, number 6. James Hendricks, number 66. Jim Henning. And this player was deceased before the 71 season started. James Acree. Class of 1973. Henry Martin, number 1. Ronnie Diggs, number 8. Here's the man. There he is. Selby Grubbs, number 9.
I can see why these guys are so good. I know they're in their late 60s or early 70s, but
Corky
they're still
Johnson,
athletic looking.
number 12.
They move a whole lot faster than I do.
Well, maybe
Deceased.
they've been training for this event.
Steve White, number 20. Now, Bill White, number 22. Ivan Baker, number 30. Forrest Vinson. Dan Davis, number 55. James Tyler, number 65. Holland, number 73.
He went on to play UK.
Tony Holland that played at the University. And the future name is certainly a Trigg County name.
Larry Palmer, number 80. David Fitzwater. Deceased, Floyd Acree, number 1. And deceased, Don Grubbs, 42. 24. Jimmy Mathis, number 10. Deceased, 36. Steve Davis, number 82. Number 85. Charles Ramsey, number 86. Deceased, David Sadler, 76.
This is the side.
Three. $61. Sonny Thomas is 88. Deceased, Lloyd Lowenstein, 77.
All right, Coach Hodge, we'll try to catch you up with some
64.
halftime statistics while they're recognizing these great Trigg County players.
Class of 1975.
Sadly, a lot of these guys aren't.
Coach Starnes was
24.
talking about, said these guys should be probably, what are they, in their
Gary
late
Purdue,
60s, early 70s.
33.
Yeah, late 60s, 67, 68, 69, around that. Yeah. And that,
Russell Tyler,
you know,
44.
a lot of.
I think we kind of
Mike
scored
Byers,
Grubbs that have gone out
Acree,
there, and Acree, and and
Randy
and more.
Hooks.
Just
and
almost
they're
all
still
of them.
athletes. You can
66.
tell. I said we've probably been beaten by them,
Ronald
their
Sykes.
children, and their grandchildren.
68.
They've all beat.
Staff they had. That was an all-star
70.
coaching staff.
Yes,
right
that is correct.
there. Yeah, with the Jaggers boys. All right, so try to catch you up on some halftime statistics.
Mascot,
Preston Morganson,
Ross
58
Blunt,
yards
number
rushing there in the first
00.
half. Nice first half for him, considering we're 30
That
yards
really
the past
made it
2 games
blow.
net rushing, and Luke Kreider's took the
Here we
ball and
go
run it
with the
for 53. So
managers
there's the
on the,
offense.
Right.
Wadlington,
Luke Kreider is thrown for 177
Marty
yards
Litchfield,
in the first half, and Trigg's quarterback Weiss has thrown for
Deceased,
62.
Tony Miller,
Favorite
Tommy
he has
Irvin,
62 yards on 4 catches, but
For
he
the
spread it around.
72
Logan
team.
Bailey's got 25 yards on a couple of
Deceased,
catches,
Ed
and
Smith,
Caleb Nesbitt, a nice catch down there to set up that
Danny
last touch on
Thompson,
3 receptions, and
Charlie
43 yards for Trace Darrington
Cheerleaders.
on 2 catches. Turnovers in this
31
game.
team varsity.
Half, and it's kind of been an Achilles heel of ours lately, or really the whole season. We've had a lot of
Rita
penalties. Right?
Has a huge advantage because we
Peggy
certainly have not
Gibbs.
played clean to this
No.
point.
And Trigg had they didn't have a penalty until late
Helena
there in the
Martin
second quarter, and then
Baker.
reeled off 3 there on that last series.
Cindy
Themselves in the foot like we did on that previous series, where we really had a short field and a
Rynell
chance
Red-
to.
Baker,
Yeah, it's
Lister.
just it's one of those games.
Move the chains down the field, and
Vincent
we'll be all right
Perry.
in the second half.
As we come out, we get the ball in the second
Holly
half.
White McClanahan.
No,
Trigg County
gets the ball,
will have the ball.
first in the second half.
Really?
You know, Trigg
And
County's really
Stellan.
kind of playing with one hand behind their back,
Loretta
not having Kenny
Scholler.
against
Perry
Sean Thompson's
Futro.
Tillman team. And it's my understanding he's out for 2 weeks. So
Got that
Perry.
a little bit, but still not depleted in the running back position.
Teresa
actually caught a couple of passes. It's really
Angie
hurt us
Herndon
Right.
Jones.
out of the back.
In front of our
Bonnie
linebackers.
Lancaster
Maybe got a little bit too
Johnson.
much depth in our drops, and you may have heard there on the
The
sideline.
seventh
And in one
varsity
potentially really big play that got called
cheerleaders.
back.
There were no
by a
JVs
penalty.
that year.
Yeah,
Loretta
yes, earlier. I don't know.
Cindy Ivins
Yeah,
Wilkins.
I'm not sure.
I would have to go back and look.
Yeah,
For
pretty good guess.
those at
Teresa
home. So,
Reynolds.
if you want to say something, 3 minutes left before the
Terry
first
Martin Merritt.
Coach Starnes, since you've left Crittenden County, enough senior.
And Emily Barrett.
Wife, you know, maybe she. Yeah, now we're going to close for.
To these young men,
That's great. You do a great
20 wins, 18 losses, 2 his first playoff game.
1986 championship.
Dude,
I've
I
seen a
missed it,
yeah. Made me
Well,
feel
there's
old. I'm going to retire when you
Purdue
did.
Field.
Uh, Senior. Job on the run, yeah. With the crew tonight and giving our fans back home. The
I
Panhandle.
know I was.
Well, hello, everybody in Florida. We miss you.
All right, thanks.
Thank you so very much. I feel honored to have taken part in this ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Willie.
Thanks for coming up, man. Good to see you. Stop by next time you're on this side. Stop by Rocket Arena. You'll find me there probably.
Did you fly down with a good spring? Yeah. It's too good. More folk in that. Yeah. It's like I don't go to the white trash side of Mountain. Was he at the airport dedication? Sorry, I missed that one. Oh, you were there, weren't you? Yeah, I saw it out there.
I'm going to go watch it from down there.
Nah, I don't blame you, man. Good to see you, Coach.
Good to see you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, ready for the second half here, Ryan. This is Ryan McDaniel and Dennis Hodge trying to keep you guys informed. We're at
Just a
Trigg
couple.
County.
The 1971 team finished the season with a 13-1 record.
Trigg
They
County
defeated
7, Crittenden
Lynch
County
30
21.
to
We've got about
23 for the
2 minutes and
championship.
40
Also finished with a 13-1 record and defeated Pikeville 22-0 for the second championship. Defeated Glasgow 21-0 to pick up the program's first ever
PA
postseason win.
70-71 or
22 teams hold the record for the most wins in a season with 13. The 1971 team holds the program record for the most total yards, 4 rushing yards, 3,797 yards. The 1972 team touchdowns, 50. Selby Grubb still holds the season record for most rushing yards, 2,240. 30. Most points, 212. Benji Glunt still holds the season record for fumble recoveries in a game with 3. And Ronnie Diggs still holds the season record for the longest punt return, 90 yards.
Over all the records that the Trigg County team still holds, and it was rush heavy. Is there anybody that knows anything? Very rush heavy, and they also had a guy here that played football in the mid 80s by the name of Al Baker. If any of you have heard that name, Al Baker, also University of Kentucky, and Al Baker was an 86 graduate who also ran track and had some. Kenny was one of the few people that to outrun Al Baker in the 100-yard dash.
Wow, yes. That's pretty impressive.
Yes.
Well, like you said earlier, several of those guys still look like they could play.
Held all those records, but I think he could still run the ball tonight. He had a lot of bounce in his.
400 yards, 2,200 or 2,400.
Yeah, something like well over 2,000.
It was well over 2,000.
And now the coach, and what Coach Starnes was talking about was Kenny Barrett, who went on to coach at Russellville and win a state championship at Russellville High School, and was there when we played in the 80s against Russellville. That was the heyday of Russellville. And coming down our schedule in 2 weeks is a Russellville.
Lockered on the return. Still very short.
The ball up for Trigg County, and we covered that extremely well. I love the way Crittenden's mixing up their kicking game tonight. And we have pooched, we have not onside yet, we've squibbed, and now we kicked it deep and covered it because we were talking about.
So the Wildcats will take over the football on their own 13-yard line, or excuse me.
They're doing a good job, really firing on all cylinders on all sides of the ball.
You know, I think alluded to, if we can just clean up our penalties, if we can just play, we really feel like that we can put this game away pretty quickly right here in the second half.
Parham on the carry.
Case Goldman got in there.
Short gain of about 1.
Nice job of getting rid of his block.
Well, Dennis, no, you know, as this progresses, and you'll see, and we've seen it all season long. You know, 79. You know, Dylan usually has 2 guys on him every time. It's getting to the point that Case gets a lot of double action that's going across on him.
And And I would also say, you know,
Gain of about
Coach
6
Courtney was talking
yards.
earlier before the game,
He's
and he
second down
really
and 4.
re-emphasized what you just said. When we're very tough defensively, but when
Third down and 4
you take our defensive line
for the
out of the
Wildcats.
game, we're not near as good.
Gain
Now,
of
how do you
6 on
do
the
that?
play by
You do that
Kelsey
by
Barham.
short passes. You do that by screen passes. You do that by being able to block and throw down the field. You do that with big. But when our defensive line is in the game, we're hard to handle. We haven't called his name much yet, but Sammy Impastato is the third guy with his hand in the dirt right there as our nose guard. So it looks like fourth down and about 4 with 10-17 here to left in the third quarter. Crittenden County still up 21-7.
Morgeson back deep for the Rockets. Fair catch made by the Rockets where they
this week another but Trigg when that still some of that ball is going to hit, and that's important that he
Jeremy down to the
play. I love the way we pull, kick out, and we receiver there. But I'm waiting to that, and I can't wait to see what the counter is someday.
Yeah, right. It's got time.
pass complete.
What a run by Logan Bailey right there. The responsibility of Bailey when he got out in the flats, he had a linebacker coverage him, and it was a serious mismatch. It would be like me trying to cover Logan Bailey. Logan Bailey took it down to the 12-yard line, first down and 10 for the Rockets on what looks to be about the 12-yard line.
Travis.
Yes.
Gatton Travis in for a touchdown.
And right at the start of the second half there, Gatton Travis is in, and we haven't seen him a lot. But now Gatton had trouble.
That's right.
When you lay it on the turf too much, you better bring a lot to the table. And his touchdown right out of the blocks, 27-7 with 9:04. Crittenden County's taking the lead and going to try to make it 28 on Preston Morgeson's foot.
And the extra point is good.
None to spare. There wasn't a foot to spare, but it doesn't really matter. It's all 1 point. And see where the energy level is right here. This is a time that Crittenden can put it right.
Out. Telling. Studio. Par. White change. Mike and Stoner's Barbershop and Marion.
Talking about Corey Colonel there. He's
Kohler.
Corey.
Yep.
But Corey's one of those guys. Now a mechanic, I can fix anything, you know, as long as he's on the phone. But as soon as he hangs up, I'm like, oh goodness, what did he just say? You know.
To text or call him late at night and help me with a problem.
He's going.
Yeah, I'm really look at the cover. 30, but Crittenden is kicking the good sign. 8:53 here, Crittenden County.
Rockets were a bit of penalties we had.
In penalties and penalized till late there in the half, but then they had some real costs. Prevented them from putting together a good.
Weese's pass falls short for Jaden Vaughn.
Secondary.
Getting close to getting a pick. Yeah, it just kind of feels like that Trigg County. And you can kind of tell that point in the game in the tank. There by number 1, Jacob Weiss. Big stop right here from Chris finishing this game off.
Got 8:44 left in the third quarter.
Football.
The initial hit came from Caleb Nesbitt.
Okay.
The initial hit was definitely number 2, Caleb Nesbitt.
Could you tell if the ball come loose or
Grabbed and taken away, but the initial hit came from Caleb Nesbitt.
You know, I really commented after
So on
the
the fumble,
football,
the Rockets
they
will
really
take
tried
over.
to Riley Berry that really ball hawk, and if you don't hold on to it, they're just going to take it away from you. Right.
Wow.
That's something that Luke Crider running hard downfield right. Zone cover. 12 yards right there.
Travis with the carry.
And 2. Got a guy like and then you got a guy like Gatton Travis, you know, what really makes it tough. Gatton's a big, strong kid. He's not very tall, but
Just like there. I mean, you know, he's, you know, again, guys, you know, Gatton Travis is a sophomore, but he's a north-south runner, and he's lowering that shoulder, and he's going to get that extra yards for you, and he's got quick feet. Again, like you said, he doesn't have the height yet, but he's a big, strong runner, and you're going to see a lot of Gatton in the years come.
And he runs with those low pads, as you're talking about. He's lowering the shoulder. He runs with low pads.
Right.
Impressive.
Tackle,
He kept his
but
eyes
it's
on the
caught
ball. He knew he was going to get hit. And the
by
thing, Case, through
the
their window,
Rockets.
Case was setting
Be
in a
first
window.
down, be
He
first
stopped
and-
and knew he was going to get hit
Right.
and gave Luke a great target. And he hit it. That one on his highlight reel. I just ran over somebody into the end zone. Great job, Luke Kreider, right there. They faked the toss. All right, got the flow going to the outside. Luke cuts it straight up field. Touchdown, 34-7. It's starting to get close to a running clock here in Katie's with 7:26 left in the third quarter.
But, you know, Dennis, this is what you want to see. You're getting the physical. You see the physicality coming from Kreider.
2-point
And he's out there and
conversion
he's
is
making
good to
plays.
Baker.
If he can't make the play with his arm, he's doing it on his feet.
Backup quarterback and holder, Mike. Micah Holloman. You got to keep an eye on. You know, sometimes I say I can forget decades, but that's Micah Newcomb. I should remember that because Johnny cracked my neck earlier. Maybe he knocked something loose
He
in
may
there.
have.
It was feeling a lot better, but you know, yeah, Micah Newcomb, who is going to be a fantastic quarterback as well. He's
Part of that sophomore class.
his check downs.
Good decisions.
All right. 36, Trigg County 7, and this one here in Cadiz. We got to thank our working for Chris, I guess. She just kind of rolls her eyes and shakes her head. But they're running the camera for us tonight to bring you this.
Retirement. She's got to stay busy.
Well, I'm not even going to go into how good a football. The to get her.
Because they don't ever get enough credit. But, you know, to really thank Chris and Al. Numerous hours. It's really a shout out to Chris and
Work going on.
was in there, and I also believe Case Gobin was there as well.
Chris, man, he is just a tremendous asset to the community. At home, I understand they, you know, play and their kids play, and you know, presentation. If you didn't get to Oben pushed, got set, and then stuck his big left paw up in the air, knocked the ball down. You don't challenge you to try to find very many that do.
Oh, that goes back to him having not only the strength but the quickness.
How to coach him up.
Yeah, well, he's got a good coach.
The pass,
Yeah,
but falls.
Elijah-
Wildcats.
He got a jersey.
slung him around. He just kept playing, and down here on the other end, I love Trigg County's quarterback, man. He just keeps scrapping. Jacoby Weiss, man, he just keeps scrapping. Looks like we.
Well,
PA announcers.
that
There
is
we go.
correct. Yeah.
Yep.
Our
Not
penalty.
only did he run on, but then he had to run off. So, not a good time to have to come back to the. Nice job there with Preston Morgan. 6-yard line with 6:21 left on the clock. We have 7. Team to keep going, but
Winner.
yes, after being
Runs him
injured
out of-
on the.
Good game by the.
It looks like we have something up. I know it's not normal.
Flag on the play.
False start. Looks like the initial call.
Illegal
on the Rock-
motion against the Rockets. Be a 5-yard penalty. That'll be first and
We
15.
lined up with Dylan Yates and Holden Cooksey both out. Long, yeah, but neither time did the play.
But no
For
gain.
the Rockets.
Maybe a second down and 14 for the Rockets. Flag.
That was another false start. Here we go, back to the
Yep.
penalty. If he was anticipating
Motion
the
once
rush there
again.
by number. Got a little bit too early start,
It's
and
second down and 19.
Tayshaun upfield and just got an early start. It's to be about second and about 20. Green in this situation on second and long. We really like to do it on third, but we will do it on second as well.
Back keep Shearer for the Wild.
Looks like about
Gain of
third and
about
11,
7.
which it's call it third down and 12.
pitch made a trap.
Dylan Yates trying really getting upfield on that.
So flag on the far side of the field.
And with him rushing upfield like that, it's very hard to get the toss because you can't get his outside shoulder.
Illegal man down.
We didn't pass the football. Toss. All right. I'm not sure. Motion, it could be a lot. Get an illegal man downfield.
The penalty was declined. Now it's 4th down.
I'm just maybe someone at home can figure that one out because I'm not sure what just happened. Penalty was called. Time here and get it sorted out and try to.
Just a little over 5. Well, I think we're fixing to get back underway. Still, Rockets up 36-7 over Trigg. Rockets are going for it.
For a loss. Tackle made by number.
Once again, the guy that made that happen, Tayshawn Linton, just got upfield and flushed Luke Kreider out and disrupted things. That kid's still playing.
That's number 75.
Yeah. And with 5 minutes to go, it's 36-7. Crittenden over Trigg. Trigg County has the ball on their 39-yard line. Something that a screen pass, step drop, but if he keeps getting backers said you got to stop because it's going to be a screen pass.
Well, they're getting right just behind the linebackers.
And at some point, our linebackers are dropping too deep and giving too much of a cushion there.
Pass complete to Jade Vaughn, still on his feet. It's a foot race as he runs out of bounds at the 33, but it'll be first down, Wildcats.
I thought he had gotten injured there. I didn't hear the whistle, and I was like, We are not going to catch Jaden Vaughn if he gets loose, but he stepped out of bounds right there. It's the only thing that probably saved a touchdown. My wife said she apologized for not moving the camera. I'm not going to say a word. I will be the worst cameraman ever because I start watching the game. I'm the worst clock keeper. I watch the game. I run the clock when it's supposed to stop it when it's supposed to run.
Ball spotted at the Rocket 33-yard line.
I need a different job than clock
Hey, that's
keeping.
a hard job.
That's a hard job. You got the best clock keepers don't care anything about the game.
Right, absolutely.
Pass complete to Parham, still on his feet. But
and Trigg County's having a lot of success
Gang of
there.
Rockets.
Parham out of the backfield. He's a real
He gets
shifty
up
runner.
to
We
the
talked about earlier.
25
He's a
yard
lot
line.
different than Kendrick Adams. Eric Dickerson type straight up power runner, but Parham is very shifty. And they are trying every way they can to get him in space.
Pass intended for Jaden Vaughn. There is a flag on the play.
Ball's on the ground. I don't know if you could see over in the corner. Jaden Vaughn was going once again against Preston Morganson.
And
he got open in the corner. Preston Morganson really didn't have a choice. He had to pass interfere there, or it was going to be a touchdown. So that's 15 yards.
Yeah,
and
it's going to
first down
be
for
half
Trigg
the
County.
distance to the goal line. So it'll be an automatic first down for the Wildcats. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 12.
Well, Dennis, we'll see what the defense can come up with.
Well, at least we haven't broke on the big one. We may have been saved by the sideline there, but a lot shorter down here, and it takes away a lot of those deep threats. You don't have to defend as much space, so here we go.
Quick pass intended.
Ball's thrown a little bit behind.
Falls incomplete.
I'm not sure who that is on that side for us on the opposite side, but it wasn't far from being picked off.
Could have been, was it Perkins?
Yes, that is number 16, Rowan Perkins. Thank you. Trips right for Trigg County. Jaden Vaughn's isolated out here once again against Preston Morganson. And that was what they're going after. Now this very familiar with each other because they also go against each other in basketball. Jaden Vaughn is a point guard and Preston Morganson is our best ball defender. You are correct. That is Trace Darrington out there that broke that up, not Preston Morganson. So
that's correct. Number 11.
Good job. And he is following him to the other side of the field, so Coach Courtney wants that matchup.
Pass intended for Shearer falls incomplete. Be 4th down.
Weiss put that ball right on the money on looked like what to me a double route. He slanted inside, stuck his foot in the ground, then went to the outside. Is what it looked like from here. And Weiss put it right on the money, and he just wasn't able to haul it in. So big play right here, 4th down and 10. Crittenden County 36, Trigg County 7, 2:39 left in the 3rd quarter. Oh! Berry caught him from behind.
Weiss
And
is gonna
a
be
big
caught in the
stop there
backfield
for the
and
Rockets.
tackled.
Big stop for the Rockets.
So it's going to be a
2:36 left in the third.
change
Crittenden
over
takes
possession on
Change of
downs.
possession right there,
The
and we have
Rockets
the
will
ball.
take over first
See
down
if
and
we
10.
can sustain a drive.
It's always a good time to thank our partner, Frazier Law Firm, Moments in Time Pictures, Hodges Sports and Apparel, Riley Tool and Machine, Farmers Bank and Trust, Deer Lakes Golf Course.
Pass intended for Baker, broken up by Vaughn, falls incomplete.
Maybe one of the few ill-advised throws by Luke Kreider tonight. That ball, that was not really what we're looking for right here with 2:30 on the clock and up 36-7. We'd really like to sustain a drive, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's got time in the backfield. You know, he's got time. He can make decisions, and sometimes you just tuck it and run.
Yeah.
Keep the clock running.
There comes my favorite play again.
There's Dennis's favorite play. Oh.
Yes.
Baker on the carry brought down by Tyler.
Dennis, that's
Ware
working for him.
Out
Yeah,
at the
It's
45
working.
That
yard
look,
line.
I really do. Especially with big Bryson Baker coming around on that. So that one would have gone a little bit further if not for number 4. Tyler Ware broke that up. Or Bryson Baker could have been well into Trigg County territory.
Pass overthrown, incomplete. Be second down and 10 for the Rockets.
Might be a little too old school right here. I would like to see the clock continue to run. I know we've had a lot of success throwing the football. We've had a lot of success with the crossing routes, but every time you stop that clock, you're just giving somebody else a chance.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. You're up 36-7, but I'm with you. You know, continue to move the chains, keep the clock running. Let's get first downs. Gatton's got the ball.
Travis on the carry.
Now
This gets back to the line of scrimmage.
that's going to be a tough
Wildcats
one
in on the
for us.
tackle.
Gatton running, trying to get to the edge is a little tough for him, and then number 75 is over on that side, and he continues. Because of his penetration, so
Linton.
Tayshawn Linton getting upfield. Looks like he's grabbing his knees a little bit. He's getting a little tired, but he's really been getting upfield and making it difficult for us to run to that side, at least run to the outside. Yeah, and that's one Logan Bailey on the catch right there. That's something that's continually been success. I talk about the crossing routes.
Sure.
And as we run, those crossing routes are then covered by linebackers, and that's a tough ask to ask a linebacker to run with a guy like Logan Bailey.
Yep, absolutely.
And to talk what Coach Starnes was talking about earlier, even in this new age football system, you got to be able to run the football to finish a game off.
Oh, looky here. Gatton's got some room.
It's on to bring him down.
That was a great run.
But not until he gets to the 16-yard line.
I was concerned there. I saw some type of laundry on the field, but it looks to be white, not yellow. So the white hat signal first down. So Rockets first down with 1:06 here left in the third. It's going to be first and 10 on what seems to be about the 16-yard line, maybe?
That's right.
Whoa!
So Vaughn
It
intercepts.
was picked off, but it's all for naught
All the
because
flags were
there's going to
thrown.
be a helmet-to-helmet call right there. And this may warrant an ejection. It's not going to be a popular call, but it could be a helmet to helmet. We're going to have to wait and see what the call is. If what I saw is correct, looks like the flag was thrown on a helmet to helmet against Trigg County. Caleb Nesbitt missed the ball and it goes up in the air. Trigg County picks it off, but right after the miss, he was hit. And I'm not sure what they're going to call. We're going to find out.
Yep.
So we take opportunity as once again to thank all of our sponsors that have continued to support Rocket Sports, Rocket Football, Rocket Kids. Just because this community does a great job supporting their kids. We're at Ellington, and you know what? We always thank Rommel, but it's great to see Ian Ellington recovering, from his motorcycle accident. It was just heartbreaking. But what a positive kid Ian Ellington is. I mean, I don't know that, well, I do know. I could not have dealt with that situation of recovery the way Ian has. He's just
Looks like
stayed
the penalty
positive
is
and
going to
keeps
be
working
against
hard.
the Wildcats.
Yeah, Dennis,
Illegal block.
phenomenal young man, and that family as a whole. I mean, there's just been such an inspiration. With the good Lord's will, he's here and with us.
And so to interpret what we saw here, the ball was missed. They called, instead of calling helmet to helmet, they called an illegal block. So the interception, it's going to be Trigg County ball on, looks to be the 1 yard line.
Yep.
Pass intended
Oh, I'm sorry.
for Jayden Vaughn falls incomplete. It's tipped up.
Great coverage by
Down
Trace
by
Darrington
Trace
on that
Darrington.
one.
Once again, Trace
Rockets.
Darrington on their best receiver, Jayden Vaughn, a 6'3" speedster, and he closed out, kept space. Go ahead and pick that ball off. You're right there. Great play. Yeah, I'm not sure that last play was interpreted correctly. That should have been a helmet-to-helmet contact. On Caleb Nesbitt. You run that back in college, that's probably an ejection.
Pass thrown out of.
Anywhere to
Third
go.
down.
No. Tough spot here for Trigg County at third. Vaughn and see what happens. See if Trace Darrington can hold up. So with 28 seconds here in the third, Crittenden 36, Trigg County 7.
Timeout.
Trigg County's going to stop and
Wildcats.
talk about it real quick here.
Again, we want to thank Homestead Auction Realty, C Plant Federal Credit Union, H&H Home and Hardware, Full Body Fitness Studio, Par 4 Plastics, Magnolia Bank, and Mulligan's Pizzeria and Pub. This is always a great time to always state shop local. I mean, our community and our businesses in our community support our school system so much. And any time that we can shop local, it's a benefit for all of us. Again, there's just so many great partnerships in our community with businesses and the school system. We can't thank you all enough. And again, we can do our part and we can shop local.
And I'm sure you've heard it, a dollar spent in your community, how many times has that turned over?
It's trifold. I mean,
Yeah.
it continues to be broke down and reused and broke down and reused. And again, it's, our community needs it.
What we got here, we've got 3rd down and 10. Trigg County's backed up on their own 1-yard line.
So you think we're just going to rear back and throw it? See if 5's open?
If I had to guess, I would have to take my chances throwing it to Jaden Vaughn one more time and just see what happens.
He is a playmaker.
Pass complete to Locker. Will be a first down Wildcats.
They went the other side. They went to Locker on the other side. Same action.
Tackle made
like
by 16. Rowan Perkins.
Jaden's slant was taken away over here. We bracketed him.
Ball's going to be down to the
the slant post route, and Weiss went the other way with it, and first down.
There we go.
Pass complete to Tyler Ware.
I believe he just dropped it.
Gain of 8 on the play.
Weiss hit him in the midst one more time, and he just dropped it.
And that's going to end the 3rd quarter.
Here we are after 3. After 3, we've got. Here we are in Cadiz, Crittenden County 36, Trigg County 7 with 12 minutes to play in the ball game. And maybe somebody could text me some scores from around the area. I'd like to know what else is going on. I know Paducah Tillman's got a big game against Henry County.
Oh, okay.
Tennessee.
Just local games.
And if our people at home, they can't see this, but some of the 1971 cheerleaders are over here dancing to the Trigg County fight song, and I don't think she's lost a step, Ryan. All the people, they're all videoing it, the daughters and granddaughters.
I'm a firm believer the 71, 72, 73 class was phenomenal here at Trigg.
We want no part of them in any capacity whatsoever. Yeah. If it be cheer competition, or do we want to play them? I bet people hear Shara on New York Stock Exchange. Does anybody out there know who Shara is? Should we go ahead and let them know what
Probably.
So it's going to be second down and 10.
That's
for the
Nathan Boone,
Wildcats.
the company. They dispose of waste, ash waste from coal-fired plants. And
That's
Nathan
correct, Rob.
Boone, company that they are on the New York Stock Exchange, and they also give to the Rocket football team. Nice job.
That
there
was
by
a
number 7, Sammy.
Impastato.
A lot of
Sammy
pressure. Pass
Impastato
falls
was in hot
incomplete.
pursuit of
Will be
Weiss.
3rd down.
I'm really impressed with this kid Weiss, number 1 for Trigg County. Stepped up, and he's made some nice throws, and a lot of throws that have been dropped by his receivers.
They have been, and if you look at it, he's at a lot of times has had 3 seconds.
Our quarterback has had considerably more time than that.
A lot, yes.
Flag, false start.
False
against the
start.
Wildcats.
I'm noticing
5-yard penalty.
our defense is moving around a lot. If you notice there, they're showing a certain defense. They're showing that they're going to stunt from a certain, because we always bring an extra linebacker. Almost always
yep.
we bring an extra linebacker, and they're showing that it's coming from one spot, and then before the snap, they're rotating and coming from somewhere else, and that's really confusing, especially to young high school linemen. Attributed to the false start that we had there.
Well, you see Coleman Stone go in a lot.
And here he comes right now, coming off the right
Right.
edge. Right on cue.
Pass intended for Locker.
Number 50. McGahan
by the
got his hand up
Be
there.
fourth down.
Nice drop by linebacker Zach McGahan to get in that passing lane, get his hand up, and bring on a 4th and 15 here.
Yeah, it was a great read.
Now, a little bit different. We see Logan Bailey's back now receiving this. I'm not sure. I don't think anything's wrong with Preston Morganson. Didn't see him get injured, but Logan Bailey's also a sure-handed receiver.
We're going to let that one go out.
Ball's going to bounce out of bounds at the 48-yard line.
So Rockets will take over.
So the Rockets will take over.
And we'll see what the OC here, Austin Berry, see if he wants to, see if he's going to run the football. Again.
Well, I definitely think we agree on it's running up the middle, move the chains, and keep running that clock.
Yeah.
You know,
Managing
time
the game
management
at this point is very crucial. So I fully expect us to try to run the football.
Gatton on the handoff.
Travis on the carry.
What about that? We talked about is Gatton Travis going to have the eyes, and he a couple tackles, kept his pads low.
You know, that's just a special run from a sophomore. Is all I can say.
Yeah. I don't think that. I don't believe the concern of any of the staff was can Gatton run the football. A lot of it was could he hold on to the football, and he's doing a much better job of that lately.
And it's good.
An extra point's good.
In the fourth quarter, Crittenden goes up 43-7 against the Wildcats.
Now, I always get confused on the rule here.
At 36.
Down there again, Kenny, as we call him, Kendrick Adams, in his Murray State sweatshirt on the sideline there. He's a kid that I've coached against, and just a class young man. Student, and Peyton Croft always spoke real highly of Kenny when he was coaching him in basketball here at Trigg County.
Well, we hope that it's nothing serious, and again, you always want to have your best horses on the field and play.
And I think what they're saying is 2 weeks on his shoulder. That's what we've heard.
Morganson prepared to kick off. Walker. Will be tackled around the
number
25.
3.
Tanner Beverly.
Yep.
Number 3, Tanner Beverly. Tanner Beverly has been the special teams player of the week at least once. He really gets down and covers kickoffs.
So we first down and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 25-yard line.
Right at 11 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Riley Berry coming in there
Locker on the carry. Be a loss of 3.
So if Crittenden can hang on tonight, Ryan, this will take them to 3 and 4 overall. And a couple other games like last week in Bethlehem, they were right in it, but that will take them to 3 and 4. We feel like that we certainly should win. Once again, Tanner Beverly.
Yep, Tanner Beverly on that one.
Basketball guys right there showing off his hops. He almost picked that off with one hand, didn't he?
He got really close.
But the funny thing was, he was. I'm like, oh, looks like that's it right there. Just I'll throw footballs and you try to jump up and catch them. But we can hang on here and a game that we feel very winnable down at Fulton County next week, and that'll
be the test to Russellville.
Going against number 1 Russellville. So basically the same team we played last year, and a chance to.
Weiss being chased down, throws it out of bounds. Bring up 4th down for the Wildcats.
Levi Popper.
Yeah. He was pursued out of. For those of you watching at home. And as you look down the Class A football, as Trigg County is getting ready to punt here with 8.
Bailey's got his wheels on.
Yeah, don't try to stretch that ball out right here, Logan Bailey. He went to the ground and he's trying to stretch out for another 6 inches. He needs just to hold on to that thing. But if you look at Class A football, he's ranked 19, but there's just nothing on this end of the state outside of that. There's just nothing there. I mean, you got Belleville, Caverna, Ludlow, Phillips, Fort Knox, Harlan, Paris, Berea,
Rockets
Dayton,
will
Campbellsville,
get the football
Paintsville, Pineville,
on the Wildcat
Frankfort,
45, where they'll have it first
Newport
down and
Central
10.
Catholic, Bessie Lane, Eminence. I mean, these are schools that nobody's heard of. Pikeville. Almost all of them are either Central or Eastern Kentucky.
That's correct. Yes.
In the last 3, and you throw in Fulton County, Lynn, Camp, and Fairview. Play.
Timeout on the field would be timeout Rockets.
Which is not all bad with the new RPI system. The RPI system is weighted for the viewers at home. I can't exactly explain the RPI system, but it's based off of the size of your school and your number of wins against opponents calculating. Play, let's say you're a 6A team and you play all small schools, your RPI is going to be terrible. So the first round of the playoffs, you're going to have to play the best teams on the other side.
Right. They lose to a lesser school.
Oh, very detrimental. Yes, so it puts a lot of, as I listen to the football coaches, it puts a lot of dynamics on scheduling.
Where they don't want to play certain teams.
Correct, right. So there's a lot more strategy now that goes into scheduling because, if Crittenden's pretty good, it's not advantageous for a bigger school to want to play a good smaller school. And if they win, the RPI is not as high because they're a smaller school. So, and then you could be just a team like Mayfield, just doesn't care. We don't care what our RPI is. We're going to kick your hind end anyway.
Yeah, they're going to dominate.
Yeah, so it's tough.
tackled in the backfield by number 50, Travis Lynch. Be second down and 14.
And we've seen some substitutions now. Micah Newcomb is now at quarterback. And we've got some changes. Looks like Deacon Holloman's still in there.
Travis
but I believe
will be tackled by
Yates, Sharp, and
a couple of
Cooksey
guys
are
from
all
the
out
Wildcats.
right now.
Looks
So we've got some,
like,
new names in
51,
there.
you've got Grayson James out there.
Yes, Grayson James, number
86.
51. Now I see 57. You can't really pull all your offensive linemen out because then you got a Micah Newcomb in there as a new playing against a varsity opponent.
Oh, Levi Piper on the
big run by the Rockets, but caught from behind by Jaden Vaughn.
Levi Piper
And
shot
number
through there.
3
Now, Levi has
for
been
the
working hard.
Wildcats.
He is in first a lot of work in during the season, and he's really noticeably he's dropped a lot of weight and gained strength at the same time. So
and he's
it's
got
good
a
to see
burst of
Levi.
speed. You know, there you could see it.
It looked like a trick play, but it was not.
Snap, it's brought down.
It was
by
somehow fumbled, and I
26.
couldn't see exactly, but
Micah picks up the ball.
4:50 on the clock. 7, Crittenden County 43.
And touchdown Rockets.
Levi Piper.
Nice cut by Levi Piper.
Yep.
Good job up front. Now, I did see, looks like Holden Cooksey's still in there. And I believe I see Travis Blazina trotting off, number 65 there. Trying to let the people at home know if their favorite player's in the game.
Right. That's right. That's always a good.
That's
20
good.
left on the clock. That there's not going to be a whole lot left. That's going to be a running clock at 50 to 7 here. So this one won't take much longer.
You know, Dennis, I think the Rockets came in with a good. Again, you know, like we've talked about before, the penalties creep up, and that's probably the biggest thing, and that's our worst enemy right now.
Right, and it has been too. I mean, that is, you know, major points of emphasis for us moving forward is the ability to play penalty free, because when you see us go in stretches in which we play penalty free, we're pretty darn good.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
We are not explosive enough. And I know we had some long runs here, but in general, we are not that explosive speed that we can overcome those type of penalties.
Sure.
They're consistent. We can't overcome 90 yards and a half of penalties.
It's all stuff that has to be cleaned up before you meet Russellville.
Right.
New
That's
kicker.
exactly right. You can't overcome it against the
Rowan
number one team in the
Perkins
state, or even against
the
Bethlehem, or a quality opponent like KDC or Kentucky Country Day.
It's going to be fielded. Number 3 for the Wildcats, still on his feet. turns up to the Rocket
A little bit longer on the field.
47-yard line.
I'm not
where
sure
the
what
Wildcats
happened
will
right
take
there,
over
but
first
number
down and
3
10.
fielded, and I was kind of concerned he might get out of that. So
Flag.
host of substitutions looks like
See
on
a
both
flag
sides
on the
now.
field.
With 4:02
I think
and
they
the clock
dropped it out
running.
of their pocket.
56. Got it.
I see a 44 out there.
Yeah.
Might
Will
be
be against the Wildcats now.
somebody's favorite player, maybe your wife's
Block
favorite player.
Probably.
back.
Yep, Bennett McDaniel.
We got Isaac.
The linebacker.
So 15-yard penalty.
Down here we
The
have
Wildcats take
Cameron,
over
basketball players.
on their own 38.
Talking about a
Be first
scrappy
down and
little
10.
guy. Cameron is a scrappy little guy.
He
On
is.
the bottom of your screen at cornerback.
Kelsey Parham by number 22. But it's a Wildcat first down.
Good run there by Kelsey Prom. Coming off the edge was Gatton Travis. Little risky maybe, I think, for Trigg County to still have that start. Not sure I would have the moxie to do that this late in the game.
Yeah, with 50 to 7.
Oh, my wife just noted out Cameron at about 5 foot.
Uh-oh.
Kelsey Parham on the
Eddie.
run once again for another Wildcat first down.
Yeah, I would really like to see him go at Jay. About a
Runs
foot
out
right
at the
there.
35.
But again, he's another.
Outside linebacker. And then Grayson James, he's got his hand in the dirt right there. Defensive end on the left side.
Oh!
That's the matchup.
Look
we
at
wanted-
that! All right!
Incomplete.
That's the matchup we wanted to see. I believe if I was Trigg, I'd go after that one more time.
Oh
but
my goodness.
See if they're warning
He's
Cameron.
second down and 10 for the Wildcats.
Got a little overly excited after that play. But
Well, again, you said there's about a foot and a half difference.
so with a Crittenden County 50, Trigg County 7.
Parham on the run once again. Again, he's run out of bounds about the
Yeah, Prom hit Cameron there and knocked him back about 6 feet.
26-yard
But I can
line,
assure
gain
you,
of
Cameron
8.
does not care.
No,
Be
No,
third
he
down
does
and
not
2.
care.
in his eyes, he's 10 foot tall and bulletproof. Less than a minute left.
At safety we have Kakoa.
Pass incomplete. Intended for Jaden Vaughn.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
Well,
Timeout on the field.
Jaden was starting to cramp up on this side after the play out here with Cameron, and it just caught up with him there. And it's a calf cramp. He's been rubbing it for about 2 or 3 plays now. Well, I assume next week that you can catch it on your 50-inch plasma again. Chris Evans will figure out a way to somehow get signal. We may have to run a truck down to Fulton County. Allison's just rolling her eyes over here.
We don't know.
Fulton County, you're driving the truck with the giant antenna on top of it to Fulton County to make sure our hometown fans can catch the game on their case. You might want to go to. But I have confidence that Chris can figure County of
Yeah, and I think that
Ball back on his
I
feet.
think that they plan to hire Dennis Hodge as a technical advisor, so it should.
I would be very cheap technical advisor. Messing up technology. Yeah. If Don's listening right now, he's probably laughing. He probably just fell out of his recliner back there because he is my technical support. Only thing I can really do about technology is ask you questions till you figure it out. Got it figured out.
Wildcat!
They got camera on that time.
They did. They
Tyler Ware on the catch from Weiss.
And that's more of an even matchup there. Number 4 is about the same size as Cameron, and he got behind him, and that was Tyler Ware from Weiss. And Weiss has kind of been on the money all night. He's just had a lot of balls dropped. I thought he's played real well. I really like their quarterback. So I believe that's just. Are we going to have to kick it off though, aren't we? Because the clock stops.
Yep. Yep, they will have to kick off.
Parham on the conversion's
Converts
good.
it, so that makes it 50-15
So
with
with 16 seconds left to go.
16.7, and it looks like
Rockets up.
the Rockets are going to go to 3 and 4, Ryan, and good win down here in Katy.
Yeah, it's like I said, they came out and played hard and fast right out of the gate. Made some really good plays down the field. Again, I think it comes down to cleaning up some of the penalties that we've talked about. But and I think you mentioned it before. When the defensive line is able to make plays, it's hard to play against and beat Crittenden.
And that's our strength. That's kind of if our defensive line gets taken out of it in some way. There's different ways to take us out of it. One of them is a lot of screen passes. Another one's just physically mauling us like they did at Madisonville.
Yeah.
They took us out of it there. But if you let our defensive line play and we're able to get into it, we're tough to handle. And you see them shaking hands here, and we're going to call it.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap from Katie's, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Good job, man.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you for supporting these student athletes tonight. We wish everyone a safe trip home and have a great week.